So after our adventurers have cut through the vines, they find themselves at a gazebo where they have found a keg tapping. There's a lonely figure wearing a heavy cloak and slumped in a corner. And on the keg you can see a stamp of a laughing mask. As you've approached him, he leans up and says, "Well, hello there, fellas. Well, what brings you this way?" And as he's encountered you travelers, he tells a story. After you have asked him a couple of questions, he mentioned how he got there, how long he's been sitting around. He's like, well, at least 150 years and a fortnight. And he remembers that he's been here since the night of a party, where after things had kind of fallen out, and he can't really remember why it happened, but something happened to the water supply, and everyone had to vacate. So, after that, Ember hears a little chirp from the glimpser, and Littlebeard weighs in.
Well, now, you're looking for the Horn of Dionysus? It's on top of that island. It's got to be around there somewhere. You just got to locate worse. I figure if you travel back in time there, Ember, you might be able to figure out on just where on the island it be, and at the point in time where it might have been lost.
The rest of the party, Bartholomew and all of them, are more than likely going to stay put for about an hour while Ember is time traveling. He should be able to arrive back at that spot, mostly unharmed, hopefully.
I don't like that mostly. That's not
This is not how time travel works.
They will have things that they can do and things that they can talk with,
Listen, brother.
during that time.
Don't affect. Don't talk to anybody that you don't have to talk to. We don't wanna make some weird butterfly effect or whatever the hell it's called, brother.
Wait, did Tohatu move to Jersey?
I'm just trying my best.
You mean Back to the Future?
Jamaican Shore. Tohatu from Jersey. Alright, so, Ember, you said you had figured out what you were going to do.
Kind of covered, I was going to ask you in character to kind of recap the plan so that you could do a recap, but you already did the recap, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
So we'll just move forward.
No, because 150 years in a fortnight does not sound very precise, does it?
Not really, but...
However, it is exactly what you are aiming for. So, have you determined that you are ready to already go for it and just try, or do you want to still ask a little bit?
No, he thinks he knows what he's looking for. Well, hold on. What's the guy's name again?
Old Man Ollie.
Ollie? Hi, Ollie. This flask. Will I know it when I see it?
Oh, you mean the drinking horn?
Yeah, the Horn of Dionysus.
Yeah. Most magical artifacts made by the gods have a distinct, non-mortal appearance about them. They kind of look like treasure to all of you.
All right. That should be easy enough to find. All right, lads. I guess I'll be back in a jiff.
I will say, it'd be kind of strange to see, as a drinking horn, it's not meant to be drank directly out of, see? Because it's unique, as drinking horns go. It's more like a passage for liquid to travel through.
All right. Pulls out the timepiece, which for the rest of you looks like a pocket watch. I turn the time thing up to make it work,
5
right?
times.
Yeah. He turns the timepiece 5 times and describe what happens there, bud.
You are going to roll 5 d20s.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
You are aiming for a sum higher than 75.
Wish me luck, lads.
That's some good rolling.
You don't say. Everyone all at once. It's not looking promising. 40, 1, 5, 50, 51, 57.
57. Okay.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
As Ember gives the key a few twists, he watches as the stars seem to shift and gradually accelerate as they travel in reverse. And as he is watching this cycle happen, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as well. Really quick.
Okay, that's a 24.
Oh, great.
I see.
So,
the future as well.
So, as you're watching it go back in time, you see various ships come in, and some of them seem to just stay in the harbor until the ships start to rot and sink, and some of them leave, and some of them, you can see some tents and camps get set up, but then it seems like they just fade, just like everyone shows up, but then nobody leaves and doesn't really seem to survive on the island. And then the rows of vines start to recede, as you can see, as it like a tangle of hair, ungrowing backwards.
Oh, that's okay.
And as the lunar cycle starts to slow and come back to a regular pace, you can see a vineyard that once was, but it is still very covered in thorns. And along the tops of the rows, you can start to see these tall branches that almost look like they're collected together, almost like twig people hair or heads. And they're gradually walking in between the rows. As it gradually comes down to a normal pace and you can start to see everything kind of like stop, you are standing still at the gazebo, and there are travelers' tents that are on the beach. And you can make a second attempt to go for the precise time, or you can try to learn what you want here.
Interesting. Well, you know what? While I'm here, may as well just have a poke around, see if I can't learn any information from where I'm at right now before I try to travel through time again.
Okay. But you do want to try again?
I would like to try again at some point, yes. If I can't figure out where the horn is right now. So, are there people in this tent?
Oh, yes. They're kind of gathered together at the pavilion, and they said, "All right, adventurers. Captain Talon here reporting. We are going to send 3 men up to the top to retrieve another barrel. And then when we bring it down, we will break it open and have ourselves some of that booze. We've been shipping it out for a couple of months, but you know what? It's time we finally had some. It's been good work, boys, and it's time to cash in on that payday." You see a group of 3 of these travelers, and they're going up towards the top.
Okay. I guess I'll follow them. It says in my notes that no one's aware of my presence while I'm using the timepiece. I'm
Correct.
Kind of like an
You are-
ethereal ghost almost.
You are more like an apparition or kind of like a shadowy figure.
Okay.
So you can stay hidden and you can influence objects that are not in kinetic motion.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll follow them to the top, see what's the what.
Okay. As you just gradually observe, they retrieve 3 barrels that they fill out of the well, or rather the channel that flows out near the base of it. And then they take it down to the bottom, mix it with seawater, and make this very strong, very, what you can tell, horribly tasting but very potent alcohol.
I think to myself, where's Harrison? He would love this. Okay.
Did Harrison
They all get drunk.
That's right.
They all get drunk, and then they fall asleep. And then after they have fallen asleep, the figures that seem to be walking between the rows without doing anything have now approached these sleeping travelers and just gradually suffocate them with their roots and absorb them.
Oh, God. Well, now I know how people die on this island. That's... ugh. Mental note to self. Tell everyone there's 3 people on this island that like to kill people with the roots. Alright, I think it's time I got to the proper point in time. Alright, having learned this information, he's going to take the timepiece out and, again, attempt to go to the correct time.
This time you only need to roll 3 with a sum greater than 25. Your first one was, what was it?
56.
56?
No, 57, I apologize.
57? So yeah, you only have to beat 25 with
should be hopefully simple enough.
Should be.
Yeah, they're all over 10, so 10, 18, 11, that's easy. 39.
Alright. And actually, beating it with that much of a margin, you actually appear as a stronger apparition. As you give the timepiece another quick wind, you feel it click, and it almost has, like, you hear the whir of it starting to run back its gears. The lunar cycle again starts to speed up again in reverse, and then quickly slowing back down. You can see the rest of the vines recede right back to grapevines, and then almost instantaneously you can see a population in the reverse of kind of like people scattering, just kind of, flood into the island from all 3 beaches that you can now see. The island appears in its full former glory. The side of the main building, the metal is gleaming, and there are banners everywhere. There's a great fire near the, and it's a purposeful fire, near the gazebo. And there are many partying non-human people wandering around. And the only ones who appear to be non-deities, from what you can see, are servants.
Interesting.
Go ahead and roll a perception for me.
That's a 27.
Ooh, dang.
I see.
Oh. Matter of fact, you even decide to follow the head servant. He receives an order from the base of the hill. Olidammara says that you need to fetch another glass of the finest wine from the top. Oh, yes, all right. And so he entirely avoids the crossing through the vineyard, and instead accesses a door near the silo, walking in through the basement of the vintage house. Takes a small lift in which you can, by following him, you can tell there is a large, it seems like a cistern, that rises up to where there is an opening in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost appears as though there is a bucket that lowers down into that, and you can hear a trickle of water. And then you follow him as he goes up the lift, walks out of the vintage house, and you see that he is standing actually just outside the vintage house, past the vineyard, and near the well. While he is standing there at the well, you hear an argument break out near the base of the hill. And this head servant asks the nearest person, "Excuse me, what's happening with the drinking contest with Olidammara and Dionysus? It appears as if it's gone sour."
Oh.
Well, aren't the guests rather carrying on and happy? Well, far from it. It appears as if Olidammara has taken objection to Dionysus messing with the alcohol content. Well, that is certainly breaking the rules of vintage. So with that, you hear a loud exclamation, and with that, you see a glimmer of golden light just flying through the air, and it clatters near the rim of the well, circling it and dropping directly into the water. And with that, the water that seems to flow so clearly out of this well turns black and starts to flow in darkness out of the culvert.
That's not good. So the glowing object I saw, did I get a good look at it, or?
You could see it when it hit the edge of the well, and it appeared to be some sort of horn.
Where did it... I'm sorry, it came flying from where, again?
It came flying from the gazebo.
Okay, so the... okay. Alright, Dionysus does not like being caught cheating. Anyways, okay, that tells me a lot.
And with that, you hear a loud crack, which Ember can only surmise, only to his knowledge from where he is at, that it must be the sound of Olidammara's keg breaking. He doesn't know why he thinks that, but he thinks that.
I wonder if that was that keg crack. It sounded like it was splitting. I don't know. Okay, so I know where the horn is, or at least I think I know where the horn is. Do the guys do anything else while they're standing there as the blackness comes out?
They can already see that it is tainting the ground, and as one of the servants runs up, he says, "I'll fetch it for you!" And he dives into the well with reckless abandon, and he comes back up to the surface after a couple of minutes, but he is not face up. He has drowned. After his body is pulled, it appears that he died of intense intoxication.
That's why you don't swim in beer.
Fuck yeah, man. He knows how to party.
That's why you don't swim in alcohol.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, okay, so he's dead. I can only assume Dionysus sent him to fetch his horn, because I'm pretty sure the horn's down there. I'm going to walk back to the pavilion and see what's going on, and see if the keg was what cracked and whatever, and see if I can't see Dionysus and what's going on, basically.
Okay. So, as you make your way back over to the pavilion, do you take the same route through underneath the vintage house that you did before, or do you pass over the vineyards?
I'm going to pass over the vineyard, see what's
Okay.
happening, because I know the blackness is coming out.
Alright. As you are passing over the vineyards, you can see little weeds start to wind and twist themselves near the base of the fence posts of the grapevines.
Alright, then I get to the pavilion. What's going on inside?
At the pavilion, there just seems to be a lot of angry cussing, and really, you just see Old Man Ollie there, but not as you know him. His beard is pretty much gone and just a bushy pair of sideburns.
Young man Ollie.
Yeah. Well, he still looks old.
Not as decrepit, though.
Not as old.
Okay.
And you can actually see that his face is much smaller beneath that large beard.
Not as old, man.
Yeah. This
And-
entire party is giving me Gods of Egypt vibes. If you've ever seen that movie, good movie.
Well, dag blast it. Now well, if I can't take my keg out of here, I might as well just stay by it. If I gotta go see somebody else to make me one of these, I swear it's gonna take me forever to get a good hangover going.
Anything else I can see of importance at this party that's catching my eye? No tree people appearing out of nowhere? Has the blackness reached the pavilion?
The blackness is just gradually creeping through the soil.
Okay.
It's only through like the first couple of rows.
Okay.
And that's where you could see just these winding little sprouts starting to pop up through the soil.
Alright. I think I have enough to go on with. Do I, now, for the sake of visuals, me ending the time and going back to my normal time, do I hit the button on my pocket watch?
You more or less reach for the key to kind of like pull it out. And as you do, the sealing magic that kept you there is going to unwind itself.
Alright, I think I'm good to go. I'm going to pull the key out as far as it'll go and release the magic holding me there and go back to my time.
As you pull the key, you feel a hand reach towards your shoulder and a coldness climb up the side of your neck.
Ooh. I look at the source of the coldness.
As you look over your right shoulder, it is the cook from the XS, which is the same ship that you stole the timepiece from.
Holy fuck. You!
Ember, you left us. We're trapped.
I left you. You threw me in the sea.
They are coming for you.
Who? Who's they?
All the others.
The others? You mean the rest of the crew? Where are you? And how did you find me? How did you travel through time?
And with that, the time starts to wind forward again, and the lunar cycle flies almost in like hyperspace speed, as you're going forward. And you are back at the pavilion. It seems like the sun is only just starting to set, and everybody else has been sitting there drinking with old man Ollie.
I've come back to the future.
Why wouldn't he just come back to the exact time he left, though? If time is relative.
That's not how time travel works, Harrison.
Because
That is, by definition, how time travel works.
But he is still progressing in time himself. So he could only come back. The amount of time that passes while he is gone
Think Days of Future
also
Past.
passes while he is gone.
Days of Future Past. Think of that.
Because it is not...
It works for...
It is not actually time traveling. It is observing time adjacent.
Think of it as parallel. But anyway, we don't need to get into that. We could go on about that forever.
It's
Okay.
why he can't exist on the material plane in that time.
Yeah. It's also a good way to avoid the consequences of time travel.
Aha! Whoever made the timepiece was smart.
And magical.
Exactly. Okay, I come back.
So, back at the pavilion, you have full memory of everything you've observed. And there appears to be like an itchy sensation coming from your shoulder.
I look at my shoulder to check, see what's up with it.
There is a burned handprint.
God. Fuck.
Ooh.
What?
He has herpes on
It's
his arm.
ghosteria.
I got ghosteria. Great. God damn it, now I got myself ghosteria. Huh? That's just great. Anyway, alright, fellas, here's what happened. And then I'm not going into the dialogue. I'm going to pretend that I'm...
Yes, you are.
Me!
You have to determine how much information you share with them.
I was just going to say I tell them everything, but fine.
Here's what happened with us.
Alright, lads.
We
Tell you what, guys, here's everything. Fill it in, God.
Alright, lads. Here's what happened. I went back in time. I didn't quite make it to where I was aiming at first. I wound up a little bit forward from there. But I actually found some information out. After the party, the vine started spreading throughout the island, and these tree people appeared. I don't know when they appeared. I don't know how they appeared. But they're the reason people are dead. People would get drunk off the wine on the island, and then they would fall asleep. And then these tree people would come and suffocate them and then absorb them. It was wicked weird. And
Tevon looks at his empty glass. Whoops.
just stay awake, mate. Don't worry. We'll keep you awake. But anyway, so then I managed to get all the way back to the time I needed to, and I figured out where the flask is. Dionysus was cheating in a drinking game, and I don't know if he got pissed off because he got caught or what, but I think he threw his flask as hard as he could, and it flew from the pavilion and landed in the well at the top of the island.
No shit! I made that shot!
You are the one that threw the flask?
Oh gosh, that really takes me back.
Because, I could claw his face for not just telling us that. But anyway, the flask that old man Ollie here threw managed to land in the well. And when that happened, some kind of darkness came out. The well got tainted. The water got tainted. And darkness came out of it and spread into the soil adjacent to the well. And that's what started growing these vines. So, Ollie, you done fucked up the whole island and all the occupants. Well done.
Well, I wasn't letting that cheater get away with cheating.
By the way, a guy tried to dive in to retrieve the horn, and he died. Pretty sure from consumption of whatever's in there. Or he just drowned. Maybe both.
I agree with you, Ollie. Cheating cannot be tolerated.
Yeah, but throw in the...
Exactly, and when it comes to the gods, we just take, overreacting is our starting point.
Well, brother, I'm pretty sure we got somebody who can take care of that alcohol problem for us.
Aren't you the one that can dive underwater, though?
I'm not very good at drinking, though.
I mean, if we got an alcohol problem, we got somebody who can take care of that for us.
Nah.
He's like
it's-
standing right there.
The problem isn't drinking the well dry, because the well was water that got tainted. It's a matter of diving in when you're not drunk and drowning. That's what happened, right? He was intoxicated and then he drowned. I hate you. I can recollect. Tell me.
Maybe you
Let's
can.
see if I can do a history check on that. No.
Maybe you can tie a rope to my foot and just pull me out.
Whoops.
We got a bloater.
He doesn't care if he dies drunk.
He wants to die drunk.
Well, I'm not resuscitating you, mate. Leave that for blood evening.
The person who dove in was completely sober at the time because he was one of the non-immortal beings.
I thought it was...
And only the immortal beings were drinking that night. Because the non-immortal beings were the servants.
Right. You said he died of what it looked like alcohol.
Consumption.
Oh, great. So it is... Fuck me, it is alcohol in there. Shit. All right. So either you, Mr. Tohatu, can try and dive down there and try not to consume the alcohol, or you, Mr. Tevon, can try and drink that well dry, which I doubt will work. So what's the plan then there, lads? Also, we got to get up there and hopefully not get killed by tree people or these vines.
Tree people.
To quote Leonardo DiCaprio's classic character, Jordan Belfort, I'm not dying sober.
So what you're saying is tree vines drink. What? Ollie, do you know where the trees are from?
Oh, that's probably from the Golthius tree on the North Shore.
The who, what now?
Oh, you don't know about Golthius trees? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's badass vampire got staked one time. His blood soaked into the stake. And for some reason, vampires are hard about dying. Anyway, this stake grew itself into a tree, which had seedlings, and they all turned into these wicked people consuming things.
Well, that's great to know now. Where do they hang out, do you know?
Well, most of the time they don't come out till the nighttime.
So if
That's why I try to be passed out. They leave me alone.
So if we travel during the day, we shouldn't have a problem seeing them.
Well, I mean, they don't generally like fire. They don't generally like getting poked much. And, well, really, if you wake them up, they're kind of mean.
Upon
They
hearing
don't like getting
traveling
poked.
during the day, Blood Evening, who's been curled up napping this whole time, stretches and gets up. We will not be traveling during the day.
And why is that?
Because who wants to travel during the day?
So you'd rather travel at night and face these tree people?
Tree people? What are we talking about here?
Have you not been listening this entire time that I've been talking?
I have been fast asleep.
She's been taking a cat nap.
Why the tree
Bitch
dive
slap
into
you
the
before
well?
this is over there, Tohatu.
I forgot you fucking wasted energy.
Yeah, he's wasted his...
We've been drinking all day with this immortal dude.
No, you were
Alright,
drunk
Blood
before
Evening, let me
we-
recap.
Oh shit!
Okay, pun.
Yeah.
Waking up, Blood
Extra
Evening would like
drunk.
to pick up a nice little rock to play with.
So,
I can't
did the
judge, I
group
carry
put
the ball
together
on.
a plan of action?
Well, Ember knows... No, the group didn't come up with a plan. Drunk, coward,
I'm not a
wants to
coward.
get even more drunk, sleeping, only person who actually knows what shit's going on,
I'm
apparently.
not a coward.
I just need you to tell me what's going on.
And first mate!
Yay! First mate. Yeah, that's what I decided on. Okay. Alright.
It seems to me that perhaps going while these tree people are active might be an advantage. At least we will know where they are.
From what Ember saw, they only appeared to be wandering in the vineyard.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that. The only place I saw the tree people moving about was in the vineyard, so if we're able to avoid... Oh, yeah, that's right. There was this kind of secret passage that the head server took to get to the well from the pavilion. If we take that, we might be able to avoid the tree people. I knew you were trying that.
But
The server took the well to the pavilion.
Bartholomew, if you don't get sober in the next 5 minutes, I swear to God, I'm going to scratch your eyes out.
We were drinking all day.
Why were you drinking all day?
Because you were gone. There was nothing to do here. It's a vineyard. Why do you think...
How long have I been gone?
You've been gone.
Tevon starts kind of...
8 beers.
That's counting system.
I had beers. I guess that's not all that long.
Bartholomew, you're wasted off of 7 beers?
There's a lot way over here.
You know,
apparently.
remember we got him trashed before on the ship. We gave him that super strong alcohol. The wine.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
why you're
He's-
drunk as
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's,
I did not
he
remember
still
that.
hadn't sobered up, and then he drank more.
Has anyone got a pot of coffee or something?
Do you have any?
Not to mention he got more intoxicated by attacking the vines.
Yep.
So Bartholomew's been on a continual downward alcoholic spiral.
What?
this
What?
trip.
What is it with you and drunk fucking characters?
No, because
Okay.
Joan couldn't get drunk for a very long time.
Hang on.
baby.
Can we heat up some water quickly, perhaps?
Alright.
Yeah, I think I got you.
Okay. You guys can somebody get some water heated up real quick?
Ironically, Ember can't cast fire magic, so...
We only have salt water though.
Did any of you
Somebody's
bring
got
water?
sacred flame.
Wait, what?
Did any of you bring water?
Why would we not bring water? I have a water skin.
Okay, so you have only the amount of water that you would have brought in a water skin.
Yeah.
Sure.
All other sources on the island that, well, unless you want to look for any other source of water.
Does anyone have
Sure.
the spell Purify Water? I don't
I
know
only
if
need
that
a
is
little bit.
spell, but...
I'm just trying to make some. I'm just trying to make a little tea blend here.
We don't need a flour, just enough for one person.
Well, I mean, or anybody else.
You
that wants
function
some.
just fine. You function just fine when you're drunk. Him, on the other hand, he can't even talk.
Ember, I got a question for you, brother. Do you know any way that we can get past these vines?
I just...
Well, we already got through the vines.
Okay.
You remember?
Bronson,
One,
kill
one,
me.
okay. One problem at a time here.
I just
Hey,
said there's a sacred
Ray.
passage.
Are we at the
Tohatu.
pavilion?
Yeah,
We're at
but
the...
he mentioned
Just forget that I said anything.
DM,
I'm good with that.
are there any other drinking vessels in here that we haven't been using? Something I could put a little bit of tea in.
I mean, there's just a various number of
Killing
tankards.
smalls.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of those.
Couple
If,
of wine glasses, but they all look like they're slightly cracked or broken.
I'll hold out the tankard and go,
Could we get a little bit of water in here?
Alright, but I haven't got a lot, and based on what I've seen, this place doesn't have a lot of watering holes. So he tips his water skin into the flask, fill it up enough for some tea.
okay. So I'm gonna mix it. I have a various assortment of herbs, which he obviously does not carry all of them around with him, but he's got a little bag of, stuff. So I'll make up a little tea blend and then sprinkle in just a little bit of mushrooms in there.
Oh my god!
And then
I hate you so much.
mix that up real good and hand it over to Bartholomew.
Take a sip of this.
We're so fucking
This is good stuff.
This should even you out a little bit.
Cheers, mate. And he slugs it down.
For the remainder of the day. The next day, actually.
For the 40 hours.
Bartholomew is going to have disadvantage exclusively on perception checks.
Aye, aye, Captain.
But is he less drunk now?
No.
Okay, I'm throwing...
Okay. Alright.
Why would you do this to us? What is wrong with
Alcohol
you?
doesn't work like that,
Wasn't
buddy.
he also already on a little bit of shrooms from the ship?
Probably.
A little
I
bit.
remember that. So now he
He
just got
took
a little
those
bit
like
more-
the first day. Then
Oh, yeah,
they
that's
went
right,
to
we've
the
been-
Cron Oracles, and then
Hey, Bloody,
it was
do
2
you
days
got
at
anything that can
sea.
help us with this?
Lots of things.
Really? You guys
Please.
have only been on this campaign for 4 days.
I know. And these two chuckle fucks are...
I had hoped to get a Christmas special on this
I
campaign.
grow weary of your talk. May we
Well,
go
didn't
now?
meet for 9 weeks.
Sounds like a plan.
Happens.
Wait, what time of day is it?
It's night. The
It
sun is setting.
dusk.
Alright, might as well get going.
Ember, you mentioned the secret passage to, or rather the servant's entrance, if you will. Best way to move booze around the island without making it, through the main guest area.
I know you meant booze like alcohol, but my mind instantly jumped to...
Booze.
Like you know what I'm saying.
Like your honey?
Yeah,
Get your
exactly.
boo around.
That's where my mind
Sneak
went.
her
I'm
around
like,
that island. Get her up to the
It's
street.
empty.
Best way to move you boo
Best way to move your boo.
is
Get her
around
top,
that island.
Get her to top that island. Real quick.
Okay.
Bartholomew's not drunk enough for this shit.
Dude,
now he's
you're
not drunk.
beyond drunk. No thanks to Guy here.
All
Awesome.
thanks to God.
Now
You're
he's
long gone.
a little high. A little more than a little high.
I'm a little high.
Hey, at least he won't be afraid later.
Point by you, but he also won't be able to swing
I'm gonna
for shit.
literally like, oh, fuck that guy. I'll
Okay.
fuck his mom. and his dad.
All right, so I know Blood Evening's ready to go. How about the other guys?
Yeah, I'm always
Forget them all. Hey,
Well,
we'll do this.
Well,
we
I
give
mean,
it to
it's
you
kind of nice to
straight.
have bodies around. We
At
can,
this point,
Do this.
Bartholomew gives no shits.
so we can throw.
Bartholomew, you jump in.
All right.
I'm living out an unfulfilled fantasy with Bartholomew, so.
Which is?
It's the
Exactly.
Ross Faden from the.
What do we got?
Remember our one shot where we had the thing where every time I got his character drunk,
Oh
it was
my-
your character.
my
drunk.
character.
Yeah, you got your character drunk. It was min-maxing the stats.
Yeah.
He's
I really
trying-
wanted to see how that would play out in real time, in like a full long term.
Just always have a character that's so wasted that they're just
Drunken Master.
But that
Jackie
doesn't
Chan.
want
all right.
to be.
Have you
Okay.
seen it?
I have not. But
All right.
I've
Anyways,
I know about it.
You're seriously missing out if you like kung fu movies.
what was?
I don't know. Is he
He's the
drawing
DM.
movies?
He can
I'm
say,
the DM.
I have the power.
Your magic has no power here.
Okay.
Wench.
I feel like I'm Saruman, and I just got slapped by Gandalf. What? Didn't I just do the magic? You are no longer the DM.
So, Ember points the party in the direction that would be the doorway to the secret passage, or servant's entrance. And it is covered in one layer of vines.
No, fuck me. So Bartholomew attacked the vines that one time, right? And that's how you got extra wasted, I think it was?
Hell yeah, buddy.
So...
He got extra wasted by getting entangled in them.
Alright. We need to remove this layer of vines if we want to get to that door. Anyone have some...
Burn it.
Sounds good to me.
Clarifying question real quick. Is the door accessible directly, or do we have to walk through other vines to get to the door?
The vines are hanging over it.
Right, but we don't have
Doors
to,
in the wall.
We don't have to step past other vines to get to the door,
No.
correct? Okay.
No, it's just one layer of vines hanging down.
I don't
Gotcha.
like the expression you just gave me when we said to burn it. Like, at all.
So, okay.
I mean, hey,
I'm really
tally-ho,
testing your
fuckers.
memory.
I guess
I'm
we
really
gotta.
testing
I
your
guess we
memory
gotta
with
do this. We should probably do this in character then.
Just fucking move it out of the way. It's not. It's like a curtain. And then Bartholomew like starts
And-
walking forward to move.
Wait, wait, wait,
Tohatu
wait,
grabs
are you
him and
talking
pulls him
my
back.
memory specifically or the groups?
I'm
Both.
getting there.
Because we have interacted with the vines before. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
what
we
happened-
have.
Wait, what
What?
happened when we burned them last time?
Hey,
Nobody
stop
tried
talking
to
out
burn
of
them.
character, and I'll fucking say something about it.
Nothing was said.
Remember, the vines react somewhat violently when attacked.
Yes, this is why I say we just burn them.
Just brushing. That's not attacking.
I'm
Looks
trying to
like
rack
a
my
curtain.
brains here, but
Oh, you're
My
good.
God.
I will remember this.
So I have an idea once, right?
Well, what's up?
Dredge.
Yeah?
Is there any possible way that you can get drunk?
No, it's strictly speaking impossible. It's kind of hell, actually.
Missing out on stuff, I'll tell you what.
Can't hear Dredge.
Can't hear Dredge.
Damn.
Maybe he can hear you now. Because he's hiding the fuck.
No.
Retcon.
Fucking, you can hear my anchor.
You can hear my anchor.
You get in the Vulcan anchor.
So here's what I'm thinking, alright? I can use Dredge to, I can use my anchor to move the vines aside, and you guys can just kind of in.
I had a better idea. Do you know if Dredge can get drunk or anything?
Hold on.
You don't know his fucking name.
Hold on.
How do you even know that anchor's
Hold
got
on.
a name?
Wait, I thought we established that we knew Dredge was Dredge.
No,
or we just think it's
no.
an anchor? Oh.
You guys just think it's an
Fuck.
inanimate object. I'm the only one who can talk to
Fuck!
The only one who has named the anchor is Tohatu.
Fuck me. Okay,
The only one
fine.
who was named
Take
the
that
anchor
back.
is the anchor.
Take that back. Alright, whatever. I mean, you're not afraid you're gonna get drunk, are you? Is your anchor long enough? Keep I can't have a serious fucking. This is why we can't gain.
Blood Evening would like
campaign's
to cast the cantrip Mage Hand and try to pull the vines aside with the Mage Hand.
Okay.
I like Blood Evening.
Is there a spellcasting ability for that?
Cantrip.
What's a cantrip?
I think it just
Okay.
happens.
So the vines just gradually react to the pressure, kind of wrap around the mage hand, and they get pushed to the side.
And there you go. Everyone inside.
That's a better idea than what I had.
Yes, not very hard.
They are kind of curling around and in, so you kind of got to be careful.
Okay.
Everyone
Everyone watch
do
your
a,
head.
We do a
Dexterity check.
freaking crawl.
Yeah.
Army crawl.
Everyone do a dexterity check.
That's a 6.
That's a 21.
14.
Gotta love being,
7.
gotta love being,
Natural 20.
gotta love being a cat.
I do.
Okay. Well, actually, for you two, that kind of makes sense.
Stumble into it.
So, Tohatu quickly ducks underneath the vines. Ember also successfully ducks in underneath the vines and pushes through the door, and almost knowing exactly where to go. Blood Evening makes her way through, but as she does, she doesn't hold the vines quite for Tevon and Bartholomew, and both of them become entangled as they are trying to walk through.
You idiot!
Oh, here we go again.
Just brush him out of the way.
No.
Were we waiting for Ember long enough to constitute that as a rest?
That would have been a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
You had the option to take a long rest if you stayed the evening, but you would have been at risk of
Gotcha. Yeah.
the
The
person,
trees.
whoever was ever on guard, would have, yeah.
What do we get?
Trees, man.
Remind me again. What do we get back hit point wise for?
You roll your hit dice. As many hit dice as you want to roll. And you add that to your health. You have 4 d10s you can roll. You get them back at the end of a long rest.
Okay.
And you can roll as many as you want. You don't have to roll them all.
And you can't go over your max, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That'd be nice if you get temporary hit points from over-rolling.
Yeah. Okay, we're all good. I haven't been a player character very much, so I'm not used to it.
He's,
That's okay.
oh, he's still on
I
it.
love that too.
All right, so I'm good. Hit me, Daddy.
Hit me with your
Hit me
best
3
shot.
times.
Fire away.
Tevon takes 7 piercing damage.
Oof.
Didn't you just get that back?
I got 10 back, so you know, net positive.
And Bartholomew takes 2 piercing damage.
In the words of Caustic.
A net positive.
However, they are lucky enough that these vines are not poisonous.
Okay.
All right.
So did you say we're tangled, or we just got hit by?
You
like,
are
we
entangled.
You're tangled.
Okay.
But it's not dramatic, not like serious entanglement. You just kind of were walking through and it kind of like wrapped your arm.
Gotcha.
So you're like stuck.
It's like
But it hurt.
All right.
Blood Evening.
Yes?
I'm just gonna point at the vines on my shoulder.
Party foul.
What do you mean?
You're overholding the vines.
Yes, I thought everyone was through. Everyone of use, at least.
Damn.
Damn you.
wow.
And she turns around,
Got him.
tail flick, walks away.
All right.
The tail does that.
I will cut you off, Blood Evening.
That was
Please
a-
try with me.
A sick burn on you.
You are stuck as well, you idiot.
I guess I gotta get you out, don't I? And he looks down and
He
sees.
wants to whip out his
Fuck.
anchor.
Okay. So I have 1 free hand, right?
Yeah.
Can I just use my free hand and just like grab Bartholomew and just try to like pull him out of the vines, like
Well,
just sort of?
You wouldn't be able to pull him out since you are both entangled. You could try to cut him out.
Okay.
Amputation's not such a bad thing.
Oh, you're going for your own limbs instead of the vines.
Whoa, you're gonna amputate your fucking lip? What the fuck is
Did
wrong
you
with
say
you?
my hand's wrapped up in this string? Better cut it off.
Oh, what?
I'm gonna have to fucking carry him on my back like fucking C-3PO.
127 hours, more like 20 seconds.
How many vines total are there in this group?
It was only a couple of them, so I mean, it was.
Okay.
It's kind of like you walk through a hallway and just caught a random cobweb and been like, yeah, it's kind of like that.
All right.
Nature. It's all
Except it moves.
I'm gonna try to use my great sword to slice through all the vines that are holding us.
Is that a two-handed sword?
It's a big fucking buster sword.
Is the great? I don't know.
It's that giant ass cleaver.
Is
it
a great
a
sword
claymore?
two-handed?
A great sword is two-handed. I'm
Yeah, it's the big one.
Are you
but-
sure about that? The big one.
Are you sure about
Unfortunately, you are not going to be able to use two-handed weapons to cut it since it is wrapped around your arm.
Great sword is heavy, two-handed. Yeah.
Does Tevon have the capability to grab a rapier from Bartholomew? Assuming he can see it, because Bartholomew ain't fucking thinking anything about a rapier.
It's only about a doorway about 3 abreast.
Okay. Well,
So you should be able to reach each other.
there's that to think about. Bartholomew's just gonna try and grab the vine and pull it off him because he's too fucking drunk to know any better.
Okay.
Do a strength.
Burn the vines.
That's a critical fail.
Oh, of course it was. You're
So
dying.
as he pulls on them, they actually tighten, and he is going to take another 4 piercing damage.
Bartholomew, stop your fussing.
Okay, so Tevon is gonna try. Well, okay, we'll just say for it to make sense in canon here, I guess. We'll say he tries to reach for the sword to pull it off of his back, but he can't get it off with just the one hand. So he's gonna look around, and seeing that, he's going to. Hey, he's a big boy. He's going to try to pull one of Bartholomew's swords off of him.
All right. Is Bartholomew willing and cooperative?
As much as he can be, he's not.
He's drunk.
He's not trying to be uncooperative. So if he can get if he can get a hold onto the rapier and pull it towards him, Bartholomew's probably just going to go towards him because he's not going to be fighting back again.
Consent is important, kids.
He's gonna pull out.
So then you're not proficient with that, are you? It's a martial melee weapon, I believe.
I think I'm
It's a
proficient
martial.
with.
Oh wait,
It's
as a
a
paladin, you should be.
He is.
Pretty sure
As
I'm
a paladin.
proficient with all
All martial weapons. Yep.
all simple weapons and martial weapons.
So basically all weapons.
Okay,
Pretty
yep.
beefy like that.
Yeah.
Never mind, you're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull his sword and try to slice these vines.
All right, go for it.
Okay. What's the?
Well, the attack bonus is going to be.
A rapier, it's...
Um,
I don't fucking know anymore.
Right. Well, I guess I don't need to know that until I roll.
I think it's a +5.
well, oh wait, I can actually figure this out.
But it's a D8. No, it's a D8.
No,
It's
that's
plus
the
your-
attack.
it's
not,
plus your-
not the damage.
It's plus dexterity or strength because it's...
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
versatile.
it's plus
It's versatile.
plus your strength.
Yeah. Okay.
Or dex.
Well,
Plus strength.
In his
plus
case, it would be
proficiency.
strength.
that's a nat 20 plus
So
4,
who
so
cares?
24.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage twice.
1d8.
So 2
plus.
It's plus your strength there, bud.
Oh.
Perfect.
Plus, what's the
Strength.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
it's
it's just
strength
plus
or dexterity because it's got finesse. So
Well,
whichever you
That's what
So-
we were
so-
saying earlier.
So strength for me. So that's 12 plus my strength is 4, so 8, so 20 points of damage.
So, with a single deft stroke, Tevon actually severs both vines that are holding him and Bartholomew.
Why is Bartholomew carrying these swords and not you? Why is Bartholomew carrying any weapons at all?
He's like the
Generally
caddy.
fine.
There you go. No.
He shows up hammered and just goes, "Oh, what did you need? 9 iron? There you go."
Hands him a sandwich.
The penguin from Penguins of Madagascar.
Oh yeah, Rico.
Okay. So
Does that
after,
make Ember private? My spirit animal.
after slicing through the vines, I'm going to take the sword and deftly wipe it down as someone who has had much experience with cleaning a weapon does, and then hand it back to Bartholomew.
Where'd you get this?
I borrowed it.
And then he puts it away without even really. The gears are turning, but a cog is missing. So
I say
Is-
more than a cog.
DM, is there a way to pick up these vines without getting hurt?
Yeah, they just kind of lay there.
Okay.
Dead.
Can I pick up a piece and put it in my pack?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's going to
Okay.
experiment with the vines.
I'm gonna take the severed pieces and kind of wrap them up and put them in my backpack.
They're kind of tricky, and could I actually have you do a sleight of hand check?
18.
Then you're clever enough to put on a pair of gloves when you do this, and you notice that the gloves get really chafed up, and probably not all that useful anymore, but you don't get hurt.
Okay, cool.
Must be nice living your life as a drunk, so when you are drunk, you can still do shit.
Now, Ember, could you please tell me how this whole lift thing works?
Alright, we're just going to go down this tunnel. They'll take us to the lift. We just pull a lever, takes us up to the well. That's all that's going to happen. It's pretty simple.
All right,
Let's get her done.
let's do this thing.
It goes down. I just watched that.
So as you're walking through the passageway, you can see the various casks that would have been used for holding the wine or vintage that would have been ready to get shipped out. They're all smashed or empty because various raiders have made their way with the island. And,
Done plundered.
yep. And you find your way to where the lift would be. However, there does not seem to be any way that time has been kind on it. So the wood is rotted and the rope is completely gone.
It's a good thing cats have climbing speed.
Well, you guys stay here, I guess.
Yeah, right. Sucks to be. Alright.
The cistern is also a smooth stone cylinder. So it's completely unclimbable.
How tall is it?
It's about a good 30 feet.
Got
Okay.
this.
Fuck yeah.
Grappling hook.
Alright.
We got this shit. Yeah.
Wait, you have a grappling hook?
I do
He
now.
does.
I got one last time.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. The way you said I do now made it sound like you were just wrecked.
Yeah.
You had a grappling hook.
She got a
Grappling hook. I pulled the
Gotcha.
grappling hook out of my belt.
I reached into my Batman belt.
No,
and got my grappling hook
I
out.
got this.
I pulled it out.
Grappling hook.
We
Ember.
can end that right there.
Ember, I don't think this lift is going to work.
No, I don't think it is either. You got a hook or something with a rope?
You mean my grappling hook? Yes, of
Oh
course.
yeah, that's right, you got that. Oh, that's great.
Yes, let's give a heave and a hoe and probably a strength check?
It's like you suddenly forgot that she had it.
Or...
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
There?
You were talking
Or...
Yeah, we're gonna make that just base strength.
Base strength.
8.
Does it not make sense that Tohatu should throw the grappling hook since he has experience with throwing hooked objects?
I mean, he does have his...
Well, yes.
So,
He's got his anchor.
we're totally missing what happened. Anyway, you throw the grappling hook and it bounces off of the cylinder
It goes a solid
About-
10 feet up.
30% of the way up.
Alright, well, he was gonna catch the hook and then... Tohatu, would you be kind enough to throw my hook?
He takes it from her. You know I'm not cheating on you, right, brother?
Would be gentle.
Talking to Dredge.
Why would you say such things?
Because I'm throwing another hook like
Is he touching something else?
He's touching someone else's hook.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I see you.
Very self-consciously.
Toxic.
Very
It wasn't me.
self-consciously.
Get out of that relationship, bro.
Look, I only
You
did it
remember
once,
it
and I was
being
thinking
a
about you the
depressing
whole
fellow.
time.
Oh yeah.
I saw you do it in the cistern.
It wasn't me.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud. 25. Oh, fuck yeah.
That'd be what I call an over-succeed. So, you actually heave the grappling hook so well that it flies out through the top of the well and actually lands outside the top of it and anchors itself firmly on the lip of the wall that is constructed around it.
I mean, hey, as long as
So-
it's hooked on something.
Tohatu gives it a good pull to make sure that it anchored itself into
Go ahead and do a
You
strength
giving
check.
another man's hook a pole?
another strength check to see.
Another strength check.
Okay.
You might not want to
Fuck her
succeed.
right off.
God.
That's a 22.
So Tohatu gives a real good heave, and part of the stone wall comes down and falls into the well, and he yanks the grappling hook firmly back down, but it does grasp the top lip of the cistern. And with that, they notice that there is a gap between them. Kind of like a gap between the ceiling and the top of the cistern.
Does anybody want to give it a good pull, see if it's good up there?
I'll do it, yo. Oh, just give me that. Ember's gonna see if it's taut. It's just straight up strength?
Yep.
Okay, with a 12.
Alright, with the 12, you can feel that it's definitely going to hold your weight. You're not sure if it'll hold Tevon or Tohatu.
It's fine.
But
Ember starts climbing.
You're mostly good.
Ember starts climbing.
And what do you think?
Now wait your turn. I don't know if this hook will hold us all at once.
That'll be athletics, by the way.
Even with my climbing speed?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, RJ here. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Realms and Nerds. If you are, and you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications for the show to know when new episodes are released. Also, maybe share the show with someone else that you think would enjoy it. It's one of, if not the best, ways to help our podcast continue to grow. It's available on pretty much every platform out there, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio. Thank you so much to our friend Kyle for composing the melody of our main theme. And of course, thank you to every single one of you for listening to our podcast.
If you feel like
That's a fucking 7.
Hey, shit rolls, bud.
Apparently so.
How about 14?
Why can't I roll perception? I'm good at those.
So, as Ember grasps the rope and he makes his way up, he sticks out his claws very theatrically, and then, you ever seen those videos where a cat tries to jump from a smooth countertop to another surface and
Yes.
just kind of just kicks their legs out
Yes.
and then just drops down the middle? He still holds on to the rope, kicks his legs out, and just smacks into the cistern.
He lets go.
Very comedic.
He lets go, and he's like, alright, someone else can go first.
I'll let George of the Jungle.
14?
With a 14, Bloody Evening scurries most of the way up the cistern and is able to peer over the edge.
But not climb over?
Yeah, you can pull
You can
yourself
peer
up.
over
What
the
do
edge.
you want to do?
If I'm going to peer, I guess I'll just do a perception real quick. So, unnatural 20.
So with an unnatural 20, you peer into the cistern, which actually appears to have a trickle of water flowing into it. Still pure water. And then on the other side of it, there seems to be a trough that runs out into another opening that runs out, presumably, to the vineyard. So, what you can tell is that the well is actually a vessel that gets filled and then kind of like overflows.
She's just going to pull herself up.
And you can also see that the walls of the cistern are thin.
Yeah, let's say, could I do a perception with that? Could I look at the hook and see how securely it is actually, now that I'm up here?
The hook itself, the hooks aren't very big, so like the fact that it even grabbed the top of the wall of the well, being that those are actually like regular sized bricks, is surprising. The wall of the cistern is barely wide enough for you to stand on.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me readjust this hook.
Sounds
You
good.
think that with great strength, it could even be broken.
The wall?
The cistern.
Well, she's going to pull the hook out, walk it back. Is it like just dirt or is it rock up here? Or?
You mean around the edge of it?
Yeah.
It's basically a tall standing cylinder.
Right, but now that I'm a little bit away from the cylinder, is it just dirt?
You're not away from it, you're standing on the edge.
I know.
How tall is the cylinder?
Oh, it's 30 feet.
No, I'm saying, I'm walking away from the cylinders. They're dirt
On
around
what?
them. Is there not anything to walk on?
There's a space around. It's basically a tall, freestanding cylinder that has a trough running out of it lower down.
So there's a hole around the cylinder.
It runs down off the top.
Okay, Bronson, picture me this. Lift gets to the top of this well or whatever.
There is an opening, like a trap door, that the lift, as it comes up, would open. But otherwise, because you can't bring it up, there's no...
So I'm in
the gear
box.
motion. You're standing below...
Am I not above the grate?
There's still a space about a couple feet above you, and then there's actually the ceiling of the opening of the cave that you guys are in, and then there's the ground above that would have...
So I am
the
below
well.
the grate.
Correct.
Is it just rock walls around him then, up there?
It's basically a stone ceiling.
Not around him.
Around him, there's
Nothing but wall.
directly. There's nothing next to him. He's
Right,
just-
nothing within reach.
Okay. Freestanding cylinder.
Think of it
Nowhere
as
to walk.
think of it as a silo in a cave.
However, you can see on the other side of the cylinder appears to be another cave
Well,
with a nest.
a nest
You want to take a look?
with a 23.
In fact, you believe that that is the dragon turtle nest,
Oh.
with no apparent shore access. However, it appears that it opens up into the water. Like, it's accessible via underwater passage.
Right. Is there anything circular, like a pillar or anything like that? Anything I could maybe wrap the rope around?
No.
Wrap it around yourself.
As you can tell, as far
Last-
as you can
last
tell,
question.
wrap it around
The
that
grate.
dick.
On the ceiling.
It's not a grate. It's an opening.
It's just
You
open.
were able to throw a grappling hook through to the lip of the.
So I'm
well
at the
before.
fucking top. I'm so fucking
No,
confused.
no. There's a space between the top of the cylinder and the ceiling of the cave that you're in,
This is the cylinder we're in. It leads to an underground tunnel. We travel to it.
which has two sides on it with a wall separating, so they can't see what's on the other side of the wall, which is the dragon turtle nest. You're at the lip of this rim. Then there's a ceiling with a hole in it that has the well that has a little
the
wall
dragon
around
turtle nest is down on the other side of the wall.
it. On the other
bottom.
side of the wall,
At
in the bottom.
And this cylinder's in a cave.
I like the way Harrison
It's a
put it.
freestanding cylinder in a cave.
Roofless silo in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And
With a partition in the middle.
and yes, now you need to throw the hook again up the rest of the well, preferably.
Okay, I'll do that.
That'll be a strength check.
Re-anchor this hook
Significantly easier.
with a 19.
You throw out your hook, and
Give it a little tug of a 16.
it's not enough to pull the stones over, but it definitely, you can tell that it's in place. Maybe even enough to lift up Tohatu.
Okay, it's all good. Give it a go.
I'm sorry that Tohatu's a beefy boy.
Fucking fat ass.
Alright, Bartholomew's climbing.
Just a little over exuberant.
No, you're not.
Athletic.
Well, actually, that's probably a good idea because we might be able to catch his drunk ass. Does he have disadvantage on this?
Just perception.
No, just perception checks. What was it?
That was because of the
Acrobatics?
mushrooms. You completely forgot about the intoxication.
Alright, well, do I have disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see if I can get any worse.
Down from the intoxication.
Nope. Okay, what is it? Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
Athletics? Alright.
Solid.
That's a 7.
You do what I did.
Bartholomew gets like 5 feet above the ground and then can't seem to muster the strength to pull himself up any further.
So I have an idea.
Think of Russell and up.
So
Brothers, I don't think he's getting up there.
I'm stuck.
I'm thinking that we tie a rope around him, and we all get up.
Just
and
cave his ass up there.
Then it's me and Tevon. We're gonna pull him up that way.
All right.
I can carry him up.
I'm out here to show off.
I'd like to
All
see
right,
this.
Tevon. Go ahead. Carry him up.
Rope with one hand.
All right. How much does Bartholomew weigh?
170 pounds.
Oh,
Or no, wait, no,
you're
hold on.
fat
Yeah,
ass.
170 pounds.
Fucking easy, boy.
Get on my back.
I don't think that's.
Okay, Daddy. Alright,
Horseback.
so Bartholomew just kind of like looks down at where Tevon is and sort of just drops down towards the direction of Tevon.
Aren't you already on the ground?
No, he's still on the
I was
about 5 feet
foot in
above.
the air on the rope.
Does he land on my back?
Look, man.
I'm drunk.
If he's only
Aiming
5
myself.
feet above the ground, that's lower than your shoulder height.
That's fair. Okay, so he gets on my back. Alright, I'm gonna climb up.
I'm trying not to make it difficult for you, but if you want me to, I can.
I'm a real strength check.
Tevon's out here trying to do heroic mode.
That is a nat 20 plus 4, 24.
But you gotta do a lap athletics to climb.
No, with that,
Wait, no,
with that,
wait,
with that,
I'm
he's
sorry.
actually.
Athletics, that's a 26.
Alright.
Even better.
So, Tevon is actually able to carry Bartholomew up to the top.
Get dunked on.
He is
Tohatu.
climbing with one arm. His feet, for some reason, are allowing him to, like, spider climb while he's doing this. So he has Bartholomew in one hand, and he just kind of walk, and then he's like, oh, damn, and then just grabs, and then keeps climbing.
You know what this is, though, right? This is Fezzik carrying
Yes,
the seat
exactly.
up the rope.
This is the Cliffs of Insanity with Tevon as Fezzik.
The
Okay.
Cliffs of Insanity!
We up at the top now.
Okay, Ember's going next. Hopefully better than last time. Nat 20 plus 5, 25.
All right. Ember climbs to the top, thinking you can only go as fast as the person in front of you, as Tevon is clearly carrying more than his own weight.
Climbs over Tevon and Bartholomew and keeps going.
17.
Yeah. Tohatu makes it to the top. You are all now standing at the top of the cylinder.
Perception check.
We did it.
Wait. Let me tell you what I
Critically failed my perception check.
Here's what I learned.
You can tell that there is a cylinder that you are standing on. It doesn't seem very stable for you to stand up here. Why are you up here?
Ember's getting off the edge of the well onto the ground.
Okay, so he is abseiling down the side of the cylinder. Does he choose the side that he already came from, or the side of the dragon turtle nest?
Wait, we just climbed up out of the well because he put the hook up there.
Yeah.
Oh, you climbed up to the top.
The
We're
top.
at the top.
My
Tip of the
apologies.
top.
Yes.
Yes, you all climbed out of the well.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell it's a well that I just came out of. That's all. I
Wait,
know.
we're out of the well. This isn't the well. This is the tube.
The tube leads up
Tube
to
is the well. Keep up.
There's a little pocket that you can go into the cave.
Yeah, and you threw up the grappling hook so that you could climb
Don't
out
worry
of the
about
well.
it. Poor Brandon's mind is like,
Wait a minute. Blood
On
Evening wasn't
top
the
of
only
this?
one that climbed the distance from the top of the cylinder up to the well.
Yeah, but she moved the grappling hook up.
True.
So if we're climbing to the top of the grappling hook, we're all going up to the top.
of the well.
Yeah, but she still has to climb the distance.
She did. Oh, no, I guess she didn't.
No, I didn't.
She's not gonna.
Don't be. Thomas
How about 5?
falls back down the cylinder.
Blood Evening slides down, goes to climb up the rope, but after her companions, whose sweaty palms left it slightly more slippery, she slides down a little bit of the ways and finds herself partially in the dragon turtle side.
Do you need me to carry you up as well?
No, there are dragon turtles over here. For a nest, at least.
You
Dragon-
can either try again
Hey.
or slide down.
There might be four.
You gotta get the horn first, bud. You gotta get the horn
Get
first.
rich.
My people.
For people.
Alright, I'm gonna go back up.
Bartholomew, I think we established we're not stealing dragon eggs.
13?
Yeah, you make it to the top.
Only until we do steal dragon eggs. You only don't do it till you do it.
Okay, I'm glad everyone was able to make it to the top. Alright, now, I found the well.
You said that you saw the dragon turtle nest, right?
Yes, just on the other side of the wall, there's a dragon turtle nest.
Hang on, Tohatu. I know you want to go spend time with your kind and all that. But first we need to get the horn and fix this island, otherwise we could run into some trouble. Then we can talk to the dragon turtle. He'll be there when we get the horn. We need you, Tohatu. You and your anchor.
Not really.
Not to mention we
Damn.
can take the eggs for a fortune.
Bartholomew, I swear to God, I'm going to throw you back down the well.
I'm gonna solve this issue the same way. Blood Evening would like to try to walk up to the well and would like to cast Mage Hand again and send her hand down into the well, fishing around for anything at the bottom of the well.
Go ahead and run the spell casting for that.
Wait, we climbed out of a well. Now you're going over to the other well where the actual...
Yeah.
Is there nothing blocking us from that well?
There's a grate, isn't there? I think there's a grate in front of it.
No grate. Grate's
No
gone.
grate.
There was never a grate.
You all imagined the grate.
We were never great.
That last part's good.
That last part.
It's not often that
Deep is the well that Ifrit Sorn is in.
we don't.
Well, that's hard to
Ifrit's
tell.
horn?
When you peer into it, it is
It's
very
crazy.
dark colored, other
Oh,
than...
that's what.
Yeah, I think that's weird. Nobody bothered to look into the well.
Right? So I'm asking because Mage Hand has a maximum range of 30 feet.
That is true. That's why I'm trying
All
to
right.
fish around at the bottom.
Ember would like to look into
There is no
peer into the
spellcasting.
well. It's a cantrip.
Yeah. I'm asking if I can feel any.
Dude,
if I can feel the
I have an
bottom.
idea. Ember's gonna look on the ground for a rock.
I got one right in my hand.
Then
I've been
Ember's
carrying
gonna...
a rock around before.
Alright. Blood Evening, you mind if I get that rock from you? I'll get you a new one.
No.
Please, I have a great idea. We can figure out how deep the well is.
You want me to drop it in the well?
Now, give me the rock.
Listen,
Please.
you do not understand.
Are there rocks on the ground for me to pick up?
I cannot just give you my rock.
Okay, from what you can tell, this island was literally built for the exclusive purpose of manufacturing wine by the gods.
So there's not a damn
That
rock
being
on this island.
said, there is not a single, like a Lego set, there is not a single extra piece.
Except the rock in my hand.
You're a...
I absolutely love the fact
You
that
can pull off the stones that make up the wall of the well. That's it.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna take a gold coin out of my pocket.
Why not a copper one?
I don't have any copper coins. I just got gold coins.
No.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll make more money working for the cat mill. It'll be fine. So he takes a gold coin. I'm going to cast my cantrip Light on it, which I imbue this object with just light. It spreads light out in 20 feet, bright light like daylight, and I'm going to drop it in the well and see how far down it goes.
So, you'll need a perception check for that.
Can do.
That's an unnatural 20.
Do you have dark vision as well?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
a tabaxi. Okay. I do.
So, as the coin descends towards the bottom of the cistern, you see it sink, and the light starts to fade. In fact, the light itself goes out. You can only see a slight reflection off of the coin, and after it has gone out, you can tell that it is probably about twice the distance that it has sank compared to when the light dimmed, and then you hear a very low clink as it touches the bottom of the well.
Does that tell me anything about how far down
So
it
how
goes?
far did it
40
go till it dimmed?
About 40 feet.
40 feet, huh?
Because it's 20.
Oh,
20
yeah,
feet and dim.
right, like,
Yeah, 40
okay,
feet.
yeah, 40 feet.
Yeah.
All right.
You lied. You said that you were just going to drop it, and that's exactly what you did.
No, you asked me if you were going to drop the rock in. I never
Yeah.
said anything about me dropping the rock in. But anyway, not important.
Why would you
Point-
throw away perfectly good
Shut up, Bartholomew, I'll throw you in the well. All right. Not
That's a good
the
idea.
empty one either. Anyway,
If we drop him
all right,
in the
it's
well.
guys, it's a 40 feet dive. Now, what are our options? We have boy with the anchor who can swim, maybe retrieve it. We got
my name is Tohatu.
Tohatu. You're good at retrieving things from the ocean. You retrieved a freaking anchor. How can you not dive down there and retrieve my gold coin and the horn? You'll even be able to see down there. The gold coin has got light going on.
Listen, oh, that's true. That's true. I was gonna say I'm not gonna retrieve your coin. Probably.
Perhaps he can use his anchor to locate the horn.
How? It's not like the anchor can tell him it or anything. How's he gonna...
Drag it around or something, I don't know.
I mean,
How much rope did you all bring with you?
I have 50 feet of silk rope
Same.
and belaying
Of
tools.
silk rope.
Yes, rope.
Just
There's
Just
silk and
50
hemp.
feet of hemp and
It's
rope
meant-
connected to
It's
my
meant,
grappling.
Bronson, it's meant for repelling. I have pythons and stuff that go with it.
just
Is it as strong as an anchor chain?
Probably not. You got
How
an
long is your anchor
Yeah,
chain?
how long is the anchor chain?
What anchor
well,
chain?
you see.
Doesn't he throw the anchor?
Well, you
He's a
see.
spectral.
I can
Oh, that's
use
right.
a spectral chain.
Of how long?
60 feet.
That is.
Well, alright. Sounds like a plan, but do you think your big fat anchor can hook onto a
Was it 60
horn?
feet?
I thought it was 60 feet.
Why don't you check your character sheet? Yeah.
Did you
Get paper.
Probably don't have it written
Was
down.
that
Those
with
are
the
useful
was
things
that
to do.
with the bracelets that you didn't use, or was that with the special class modifier? Because I thought that was 15 feet.
Maybe it was probably
We could lower
15 feet.
We could lower his grappling hook.
For a clarifying question, you said it was about 40 feet. Is that 40 feet of liquid, or was there a drop before it hit the liquid?
Yes, it is 40 feet of liquid.
Okay.
And I assume it's pretty close to the top.
Yeah, because it is only at the lip that it overflows into that.
Right, yeah, because
trench
it's
that runs
it's
down.
overflowing, yeah, like you said.
Right. That's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify that I had the right mental picture.
Alright. Alright, you think you can get your anchor down there and hook the horn? I doubt you can get my gold coin.
I can at least see if I can feel it.
Alright. Do your stuff. You're the retrieval guy from the ocean.
Hey, Dredge?
Handy that we got you.
Dredge, you think
Yeah? You want something now? Have you washed your hands?
Tohatu takes out his water flask and washes his hands real
Right,
quick.
what are you doing?
Don't worry about it, brother. Don't worry about it. It's fun. It's fun. And
Clean your hands
That
before...
grappling hook had blackness on it, I hope you know.
That's race. That's racist.
Bro, there was a lot of darkness on that thing.
I
And
think
dark fur. I'm pretty black.
That sounded kind of racist. I'm just depressing.
Wait, are you like a panther shade? Is that what you are?
I think he
Black
might.
and white.
I think he might be going.
You're a
insane.
zebra. I'm like a cheetah, so...
Black with white.
It's the scurvy.
Scurvy!
Alright. Do you think he can, if I put you down there, you think you can look around and see if we can find that, drinking horn?
Fuck no!
Damn!
Please?
Rip.
Well, just for you.
They hear me talking to nothing, right?
Is he talking
You
or...
thought they could hear me talking?
No. Out of character. I'm
Oh.
talking to nothing, right?
Or is he...
Correct. You are presumably just speaking to an inanimate anchor, to everybody else.
Might...
The voice you hear is exclusively in your head.
Ember leans over to Tevon and is like, what kind of shrooms did you give him?
I only gave the shrooms to Bartholomew.
Oh, wait, that's right. Are you sure you didn't give any
And-
to this guy? I mean, he seems like he's losing it. He's talking to the anchor. Does he do this often?
He needs to cut loose more.
You got him one of those shrooms? They might fix the problem.
Alright, so he's gonna lower Dredge very slowly as to not, I don't know if I can break the thing.
What were you using to lower him?
The chain.
Of 15 feet?
And so
Wait,
the chain's 15 feet long.
It is?
Plus
Can you tie a material thing to something that's
To an
natural?
ethereal object?
Do we all have rope? We can wrap the rope, make it stronger rope.
Well, okay, so it is 15 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tie him to the rope, lower him down.
Pretty sure the wine, the water, goes pretty much to the top, right?
Yeah, go straight
Right.
to the
So there's
lip.
not really much that you can lower him in. You could, but
Can your anchor not reach the bottom?
Hold on. You guys are trying to do this from the surface.
Yeah.
Where did you think we were?
No, I'm just pointing something out to you guys so you're better at math. You don't just have 40 feet of liquid.
You're the one that said we had 40 feet of liquid, though.
You have 40 feet of liquid. You have a space
Oh.
between the top of the cylinder and the base of the well. And then you have the top of the wall of the well. You're looking at 60 feet.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck are you talking about?
said that. 'cause that's what
Is the
You have
well that
40
we're at and the well we
Yeah.
came out of the same fucking thing?
The
No.
cylinder, the space at the top of the well, and then you have to add the wall height of the well above ground.
Just give us actual numbers here, dude. I need
I
something.
said
I can't.
40 feet of liquid.
Oh.
I didn't contradict myself
Bronson.
even once.
So it's the same idea as the cylinder we came out of, but it's a different cylinder and a different well, right?
So,
That is the same.
Hang
so, okay. Let me,
You have 40
So-
feet of liquid You dropped it in, and you were asking how far down. The light traveled 20 feet, and then you lost it after 20 feet.
No, that's
So-
I know.
It doesn't make any
Okay, so it
difference.
doesn't
There's a
go
space
away.
above the well.
That was
No, Bronson, what I'm asking is we came out of a cylinder just like this, right? Came out of a well at the top,
You came out of a chamber up the side of the
and
cylinder,
then we climbed out.
out to the surface.
We're at the surface, right?
Yeah,
Where's the well where I dropped the coin in?
you're at the same one.
It's the same damn spot? What?
40 feet of liquid is what that object with the light
Okay, hang on.
traveled.
Yeah.
Paint me a map, please.
There is about 20 feet of airspace.
No, I got. Okay,
Listen,
That's not what I'm
Listen,
asking.
No, hang on.
Listen,
Okay.
we climbed
here's
up.
the
We
thing.
climbed up the wall of the well. Like, you know how when you have
No,
a
we
well.
didn't. Hang on. Shut up.
I'm shutting.
Okay. So this is the cistern,
Yes,
right?
the one we
Yeah.
climbed out
The
of.
well is next to the cistern. Okay.
No.
It's in
And
the
right-
same cistern,
And right here, there's an overflow that's going into the cistern.
right? Maybe? No.
Okay, I'm going to draw it from an overhead view. The chamber that you're in, of course, has that wall. You have the cistern that has the channel flowing out. That is about 10 feet down from the actual lip. There is a small channel flowing into that from the lip of it. Anyway, that side is where the dragon turtle is. This is where you guys entered in. And as you have come to the top of it,
So the well is at the same thing.
that's about
That we
10
were in.
feet further down from the base of the floor of the cave that you were already in. You have the top of the well, ceiling of the cave, and that is the well as you would see it from the surface. That is the channel that flows out. Dragon turtle this side, you guys came in this side. Does that help you visualize that there is a space right there?
The space is not the issue.
The space isn't the issue.
I think that the question.
Where the fuck is the well?
Okay, where
That's
guys
the
are-
fucking question.
No, hold
Where
on.
is the well?
Hold
Is
on.
the well at the same
Bronson.
cylinder we came out of?
This is the cylinder we climbed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We came out. There's a little wall here. There's a little wall to stand on. We climb up here.
Yep.
Where are we looking down to see the well that we didn't climb out of? The one filled with water.
That is the one filled with water.
The same thing we came out of.
Yes, because you guys came out of something next to the side of it. You weren't inside of it.
The well is at the center of the fucking tube we came out of.
Yes.
So we could have just stayed down there.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So if we broke a fucking hole in the wall at the base, it would be the water. It would be the well.
it would be the contents of the well.
Yes.
Which is-
I'm going back down. What the fuck? I'm so pissed off. I don't understand.
The fact that you guys failed to conceive that conceptually from the start, I don't know if that was my miscommunication or
Yes.
failing to
I never-
understand the environment.
Are we
I asked so many times if the well was the same fucking thing, and you kept saying no.
Of course it's not.
Guys.
It's in the same cylinder. It is.
There is an open
exists
space.
within the
There is an
cylinder.
open space
Its
around
tube
this cylinder
comes
that
down
stands.
into the cylinder.
Yeah. And I made sure to mention to you that it was actually thin walls on the cistern that held the
Okay.
liquid.
Blood Evening is going back down the fucking rope and just gonna start hammering this thing until it breaks.
And I suggested to you that it could be broken with great strength. Was that my fail, or was that?
Yes, because I asked so many times. if
No, no,
the
no,
well
no,
was
no.
The same.
No, I'm
place,
trying to make sure.
I did not have any understanding that everything that you were trying to build was within the cylinder.
I would have loved to bring the illustration with me tonight.
Words that definitely would have helped me. Inside. The well exists inside the circumference of the tube we came out of. The cistern. Or the fact that we could possibly even have seen the basin of the well coming down.
So
I didn't understand that at all.
I know what you're saying.
Like
no.
I had no recollection that the well was at the top of this circle and that its contents came down into the circle, but in a different chamber than what we were in.
To answer your question, I believe is yes, because I know from what I'm hearing and from what my internal picture was also that we were inside of like the cistern tube, and we get out at the top, and there's another well.
Does anybody recall when I said
I
that Ember was entering into the servant's passageway and he saw a tall freestanding cylinder?
No, I don't.
We can go back in the recording.
No, I'm not
that
saying
is
no.
exactly what I said.
I thought
We're not
that this was
doubting that. You asked
elevator
if we
too.
remembered. We just
No,
don't know.
Bronson, I
I
don't
remember
remember you
that.
saying that, but if you did, then I apologize. That's my
Okay.
bad.
Bronson, I just remembered what I got from the flashback was that
If that
this
information
tube-
was not shared, I can understand how the party would.
I thought that this tube was just
An
literally
empty tube.
a shaft only for this lift to go
I
up
thought
and
this
down.
would be hard for you guys to conceive. I'm sorry.
You
No,
did
it's-
say that
it's
you had an
okay.
illustration that you
It's
Okay,
fine.
so
We
like-
just
From the way you described it, this was how I envisioned it. That the cistern was here, and the well was over and separate from the cistern.
Same.
So-
I was not picturing
Okay.
that the
That
well
is
was
exactly how
inside
I
the cistern.
interpreted it.
yeah,
So,
that's how I
The
interpret it.
chamber. Okay, the chamber itself.
I think we're all
is-
good now.
Yeah.
So this is not incorrect. The only difference is this wall is the cistern, and then on this side, dragon turtle. That.
So, like, at the,
Yeah.
Then
at
you have a
the
gap
base where the lift is,
where
there's
the
a
well
bigger
is.
circle.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I thought initially that it was we were coming up the cistern here, and then the well was
Okay.
over and separate.
Okay, I
That-
think I'm tracking with
Okay.
where the rest of you guys are at now.
That was the issue.
Now that we know where it is,
We thought that the well was entirely a separate entity and not within the cistern.
and that's my bad for not paying attention to when you said that I saw a cylinder inside the cistern. Now we know where it is.
Does everybody know what the
Yes.
definition of cistern is?
No.
No.
A cistern is a storage place for water.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Blood Evening, I believe
So,
you wanted to climb down. Again?
All I'm going to say is this is bad design architecturally because you're just wasting 40 foot of tube that's going up for no reason. You just have the water come in at the bottom.
So what happens if you get everybody on the island drunk and they all need some water before morning? You gotta have a fresh supply of water on the island.
Correct. You don't need the water to come up that additional... If it's in the center of the cistern, the water doesn't need to keep coming up. You could just
So
have it
initially it was just a well, and
Let's-
the passageway was added so that they could ship wine off of the island.
Okay,
Whatever, it's
let's get
semantics.
moving forward.
It's still bad architectural design.
Let's get moving forward, please.
Okay. Now that Blood Evening understands how this all works, she's honestly going to go all the way back down to the bottom and start shooting arrows at the bottom of this basin until it explodes.
Tohatu is gonna go down. Is gonna follow her down.
He's gonna rappel down.
Yep, and he is going to take a nice and mighty swing at the cistern with the anchor.
It's
Blood Evening's arrows do not do anything off of the surface of the stone cistern. However, Tohatu is more than willing to provide an anchor swing.
We left the
Go
rope
ahead and
hanging
do
so we
a
can
strength
climb
check.
That's an 11.
Hit it again.
I guess I'll hit it again.
Yeah, you just get a loud resonating clang, and it seems to be only coming from Dredge, and he goes, "Hey man, what the fuck?"
Sorry, brother. Gotta open this thing up.
Okay, that's a 23.
That is just enough to where Dredge, the corner of him smashes into just the side of the stone cistern. It creates a crack, and you start to see a spray of this black liquid start to come out. It's starting to get everywhere in the cave. It's actually starting to come out rather violently.
Blood Evening, I
She's
think.
going to jump back on the rope.
Yeah, I think we're both climbing back on the rope and getting the hell out of Dodge.
Do an athletics check.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Blood Evening scales the top of it as fast as she can. What was your score?
17.
17. Tohatu is climbing the rope, and just as he makes it above the level of the cistern, a near tidal wave of black alcohol just kind of washes out with that wall, and it just kind of, in a torrential flood, just kind of washes out that side. And near the bottom, you can see this slow stream just running out of the wall of pure water as it slowly washes clean all the black tar of this thick, viscous, alcoholic liquid that is flowing out and slowly being washed clean.
Tevon is already taking his rope and tying it around Bartholomew's waist.
Bartholomew pipes up. Do you ever wonder what stars taste like? Do you think they'd be crunchy?
No, I think they would be fluffy.
I want to know what Rick thinks about when he's high. I'm very curious about this now.
After a couple of minutes have passed, the party can see that in the base of the well, everything is slowly being washed clean. They can see a glowing coin, and
Ember's gonna pick that up.
It's
He's
60 feet down, but
He's climbing back down the rope to pick up his goddamn coin.
that is some pretty important clarification. Everybody was like above the level of the cistern at the time. Anyway, they can see next to the glowing coin, also a glowing reflective golden object.
Bartholomew, do you see that big glowing thing down there? Not
Which one? There's 5 of them.
not the coin, the other thing. Listen, I'm gonna lower you down, pick it up, and I'll pull you back up.
Okay.
Wait, why wouldn't they just reach in the side of the well they just broke?
Because black liquid.
No, it all washed
It
out.
washed out, dude.
I didn't know
They can see the bottom of
Yeah,
it.
just fucking let them do it this
I didn't
way.
think the crack was that big. I thought it was just like a little crack.
It burst
The pressure of it kind of washed the entire wall out.
Just lower him in the well. You're
All right.
doing it.
So there's like a puddle of black liquid at the bottom, and because people had tried to like throw stones into the bottom,
Sure.
there's like a collection of stones so that you can still walk across it.
Are there dead bodies down there too?
There's definitely some skellies.
I guess to be fair,
See a dead body?
And because alcohol doesn't dissolve anything, they're just rotting corpses.
to be fair, Tevon does not know that because he was still up at the top. So
They have definitely
I'm
befuddled
still
it.
going to go along with lowering Bartholomew down.
Why are we lowering the guy who can't even fucking see?
Ember thinks of all the people that had been drinking the liquid.
You know what? It's probably a good idea to let him lower Bartholomew down. So if I went down there, might not end so well for me. So
Okay, so I'm going to lower him down.
I mean, that sounds to me like an athletics check at least.
Oh boy. That's a 21.
Yeah, I mean, you gradually lower him down. He
now,
doesn't even-
Bartholomew, when you get to the bottom, don't intake any liquids. Don't drink, don't swallow, close your mouth, don't open it. Just pick up the shiny things and bring them to the top. Don't touch anything else. Alright? Hello?
Okay.
Let's see. Roll to comprehend.
Alright, so have I been lowered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's badass.
I imagine I
Fun
should
now.
probably make a perception check to see if I can see what I'm trying to grab.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
Naturally.
Perception. That's a 14.
That's not.
With a 14, you can glimpse the glimmering gold object. However, with the time that it is past, it is now the witching hour. You're going to have to roll your 2 dice.
And I'm going to use my special pewter dice that I bought up in Mackinac City.
It's gonna be a 5 and
Roll.
a 6.
Roll
Roll.
If it is.
You'll never guess this, Bronson. It totals a 7.
them. With what dice?
4 and a 3.
How else are you going to get a 7, dude?
2 and a 5.
2 and a 5 or a 6 and a 1?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Obviously.
There are
So
many
it's
ways.
0.
Which have different results, I might add.
I figured when you asked what numbers to get it.
Fucking Rick.
There's
So a 0 and a 7. Duh. Oh, funny.
So you're actually going to roll them again, and thoughts of vengeance and bloodlust fill your spirit. Only kind words and strong drink will be able to soothe you.
Hey,
Hey, we're halfway
You're
there.
pissed off.
What class are you again?
I am a level 3 rogue, level 1 cleric.
Okay, so nothing to be too scared of.
Yeah. We can take him.
I feel like in the future, instead of telling him what happens, you should just text it to him so that it just happens and we don't know what's going on. But hey, that's just me.
That's a 6 and a 2, 8.
8. You're gonna wake up with extra money in your purse tomorrow, buddy. Well rested.
The good and the bad.
So I mean, like,
However,
full health.
He's the good, the
I'm
bad,
all
and the
rested.
ugly.
however, you're not gonna know who you took that from.
We'll know. I hope.
Okay.
Maybe.
So he recovers the drinking horn, and he gives the 2 tugs whatever.
Does he recover the coin or no? Because it was 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Yay.
recovers the coin.
Cool. He slips it in his pocket.
Okay.
Your pocket is now glowing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not gonna see it through the fabric.
It's as bright as daylight, dude.
They all haul you up to the
Bag is
surface. You have the drinking horn of Dionysus. And you are at the top of the hill. 30 feet below you, outside on the other side, is the North Shore. And you can see the sails of the Oculazarus as it is sitting out in the North Shore.
No, wait.
Bay.
Is there anything in front of us, between us and the shoreline?
The well actually appears to be at the crest of the highest point on the island. So you can see pretty much everything around you.
So we know that back towards the friggin' pavilion is all the vinage and whatever. And tree
You can
limbs and whatever.
see, you can't see the pavilion itself. You can see the vintage house and you can see the vineyard. You can see the tall vat or the vine silo, which is where all the alcohol would have been stored.
Okay, and then towards the North Shore, is there anything in our path, like more vineyard with vines?
It's a cliff.
It's just a cliff.
You can either try to
Hey, Fezzik.
rappel down the surface of the cliff, or you can try to descend through the side that you already have the rope extended inside the cistern and make your way out underwater.
I'm gonna go and talk to the dragon turtles.
We can probably
All right.
get it.
So the best way that you can think of to head that direction will be actually down the way that you came. However, just diverting towards the dragon turtle side.
If I dive into the water, will I hurt myself?
You're gonna want to use the rope for guidance.
Also,
Because you can't easily avoid landing inside of the dragon turtle nest side without landing inside of where the...
okay. I also want to dump out my water and take some of the water that helped purify, like, the goop.
Okay,
I wanna
so
fill
on
that
your way
water.
down...
Yeah, I want to fill up my water flask with that water.
So, as you're lowering yourself down, just do a easy dexterity check for me.
13.
Yeah, you harvest some of the water, and you actually notice that it appears to be coming from a source, an object, like it is coming out of a mouth, not a human mouth.
Is it a dragon turtle mouth? No? Can I swim towards the mouth and try to see where it's coming from?
Up the source of the water, which is not going to be wider than a glass.
Oh, I guess I can't go get it then, can I?
The source of water is coming down a trough.
Oh. I'd have to Minecraft my way to there.
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
There will be no Minecrafting this session.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so now that the well is broken, where is the water going to?
It just runs down the side and then gradually drains out the side that has been broken.
Okay, so it's kind of spilling out onto the ground over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd kind of like to rappel down and get some water myself in
Are-
the water skin.
are the vines doing anything different now?
The vines seem to be doing their thing, but they're not. The darkness seems to be fading, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll eventually recede. It'll take at least a week.
Alright, so yeah, Ember would like to descend on the rope to the edge of the trough where it's like spilling in and fill his water skin with the water.
Do an easy dex.
That's a 5. Why do you hate me, guy?
Unfortunately, Ember gets his foot tangled near the top and just kind of dangles, and He can't quite reach the water.
Can he try to undo himself? Quickly?
I mean, he can. Sleight of hand.
Alright, sleight of hand is... That's going to be great. 22.
Alright. And with a 22, he undoes not only the knot at his foot, but slowly lowers himself down, and he is able to harvest some of that purest water.
Okay, I'm going to break that down.
Some high-quality H2O.
Hell yeah.
Bartholomew is still holding on to the horn, right? The drinking horn?
You're damn right he is.
Okay.
Bartholomew, can I put that in my pack for safekeeping?
My payment first.
You better cleave his finger off.
I'll give him another mushroom.
No thanks, I've had enough. Something more valuable? Golden?
I mean, don't you think we're all going to benefit from this drinking horn?
Certainly, but I'd like to benefit from my part in retreat.
Alright.
You're getting cocky. Shit.
I'll give him 5 gold pieces.
Wow. Actually paying the local guy for
Right.
the...
He hands him the drinking horn. Pleasure doing business.
I would have thought he'd beat the shit out of him just taking it personally.
You don't understand.
For,
Apparently not.
Tevon, could I have you do a Constitution saving throw?
Okay. 21.
Tevon is only able to let go and relinquish these 5 gold pieces by believing that he is going to make back a greater sum later.
Oh. Alright. Oh. Now that I have the drinking horn, I'll ask Bartholomew.
Do you need help getting back down?
That's a fair question.
You going back in the hole now?
Let's see what the future holds. And Bartholomew is going to attempt to descend the rope to the water side where Ember was.
I really hope he falls flat on the water.
Yeah, I mean, do your athletics check.
9.
And a dexterity saving throw, please.
14.
So, as Bartholomew starts to lower himself down, he gets about halfway down and then starts to slip. As he starts to get too confident, loses his footing, and smacks himself on the floor, but just not enough to hurt him.
Alright, Tevon's going down as well. Do you want me to roll for that?
Going down.
Yeah, please.
The athletics?
Yeah.
19.
Tevon just lowers himself hand over hand. You know how Bane kind of does in Dark Knight Rises?
Yes.
Down the chain?
And I'm going to get some water as well. That's a 14 on dexterity.
Yeah. He pauses all badass and one-armed and just reaches out his flask, gets the water, reattaches it, and continues his way down.
I literally wrote
would not have been
down
able to
water skin
water
with
that.
high quality H2O.
Okay, that's fine.
When I get down to the bottom, I'm going to pick Bartholomew up, and then, without asking him what he's going to do, I'm just going to pick him up, but then, pick him up onto his feet. Tevon's going to go back to where old man Ollie is.
So he's going to head back out through the tunnel?
Correct.
Okay, well, I'm going to take my grappling hook and go a different way. Bye!
I'm guessing you're going back up, so you don't have to swim or go, because we need to get to the North Shore.
Yeah, I'm at the top right now.
Yeah.
Alright, am I back?
Wait for me!
What?
I mean, yeah, you head back to where old man Ollie is.
Okay.
Ember's sticking
Ollie,
And I'm
bloody.
Hey!
I only climbed down to get water. I'm
hold
climbing
up the
back
drinking horn.
let's drink.
I don't mess around with that much, but you fixed my keg!
His keg is fixed now?
Yeah, his keg is mended.
Okay.
Hey, you can leave with
At
us.
this point, he is lacing it up with some leather straps and tying it to his back. Here, take one of these for the road. Your companions didn't make it out.
They are occupied with other ventures.
Yeah, well, okay. Watch out for that Goldius tree on the North Shore. The thing's not too friendly. Anyway, safe travels to you.
And to you as well. May the
Such
wine
good.
and the women be as sweet as you desire.
Yeah, well, I'm not one for wine. I prefer the beer. Anyway, fun travels to you, bud.
I honestly thought you were going to say, may the wine be with you.
Well, I think Ember and Blood Evening both are going to
Travel down to the North Shore.
Yeah, I was gonna head down scale the side of the mountain.
The cliff.
We got climbing speed, so if
Yeah.
the cliff is rugged, we don't have to roll for it. We can just climb down it.
Yeah, the cliff's rugged, so you can descend it.
Solid. I love being a tabaxi.
Woo! So that's what the route we're gonna take, and
Poor Bartholomew doesn't have a choice.
well,
So the rest of you descended into.
They went in. He's going to the water to the nest to find the dragon turtle.
Okay.
They went back to Ollie,
Where Old Man Ollie is.
and we're going down the cliff down to the North Shore.
I never said
Okay.
about that.
He said he picked you up and carried you with him.
No, he said he stood me up because I fell on my ass.
I thought didn't you say you picked him up?
Yeah, literally picked him up, like set him up on his
Oh, I
feet.
thought you were saying you were
No,
carrying
not
him.
carrying me. No.
Okay, that's my bad.
No, last I knew, Bartholomew was at the bottom of that. The well.
Bartholomew's just gonna sit down there forever by himself. Hey, where'd everybody go?
With that, Tohatu descends into the dragon turtle nest, and in that nest he finds those same eggs, resembling perfectly the way that they were before, the 3 that had been taken aboard the ship, and he can tell that the water passage leads out to the North Shore.
Just gonna keep following it then.
So he's gonna just kind of dive in.
See if he can find
his way back to the
dragon turtle.
see if you can find the dragon turtle because she had some junk to tell
Okay. So yeah, as he is about to enter the water, he hears a loud bubbling noise, and up actually comes the dragon turtle.
What's going on?
I see that your party has already found the secret of this cistern.
Yeah. You're talking about the drinking one, right?
That it must be shattered. This place must never again be used to make alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I busted that thing up real good, yeah.
And with that, your party will be guarded whenever they pass through these waters.
Oh, thank you.
So, be gone ye. Leave my island in peace.
Yes, ma'am. And he swims towards the North Shore with the rest of these guys.
Way to just fucking lie to the dragon.
I know.
Right to her face. Oh yeah, we totally destroyed that thing.
We destroyed.
Peace.
I think you were talking about the horn, not...
She said destroy the cistern.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we
I
destroyed
thought
the
it was talking about the
sister.
horn.
I
Apologies.
thought the horn.
Rick, you and I are just failing today when it comes to understanding shit, apparently.
You're a level fuck.
What's it to do?
Okay.
And he was really lonely for 150 years.
So it was a sad beer.
So it was a sad beer that made people pass out.
Okay.
And
Oh, shit.
unfortunately, that meant that he was also playing party to the...
Inadvertently killing people.
What about
Inadvertently killing people, yes.
what about the beer that he gave me when he was taking off, though? He gave me one for the road. Was that a happy beer?
That's a sleepy beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just need to know if there's anything that's gonna happen to me because I'm drinking now.
Night night.
I mean, if you leave it in a barrel of water or any other liquid, and you just kind of drop it in there, the stuff will be so strong it could poison you. It's basically a use moderation.
We can have unlimited beer, too.
Anyway,
Moderation, what's that?
So, like, the glass of beer that he gave me is that strong, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's fucking strong. Yeah, it had to go toe to toe with Dionysus wine.
Okay, so Tevon's just drinking it.
Okay.
so wait, we went for the North Shore. Are we going to leave that for next
Tevon,
section?
are you
What
okay?
Tevon's dead.
There, I mean, we have to. It's basically just what's the next quest, basically, because you guys
Yeah.
finally retrieved the
Alright.
item.